People of the Purple Butterfly here, otherwise known as People7 on Twitter and YouTube, People elsewhere on the internet. My soaps are located Purple Butterfly dash People dot. No, my soaps are located Purple Butterfly dash soaps dot myshopify.com. My blog is located Purple Butterfly dash People dot blogspot.com. And the challenge wig is finished, and now it sports the same color as my hair, kinda. This is a little deeper, but it will fade over time to a lighter shade of pink because the raspberry twist is a deep pink, and then after you wash it a few times it lightens up a little bit. So yeah, it's pretty much fried. I had to do several rounds of bleach because the hair that was in the second bundle would not bleach for the life of me. Then when it finally did bleach, it came out this really dark gray. And it's like, really? So then I took a box dye Born Blonde and put it just on that part because it's stronger than bleach in effect, but not in service, because bleach will melt your stuff off. The Born Blonde had lightning powder, and a yellow cast. It did remove the black, turned it to this murky gray, turned the rest of her hair ashy blonde, and then I went over that, since it wasn't bleach, but I went over that since it did lighten with some actual bleach this morning. And basically I knew not to put hot water on it to rinse, because yeah, that can shock it, and then when you put cold water on, it snaps it. And I only had a half a tube of the hair color, so I filled the sink up with hot water. Well, not the sink, the bowl, with hot water, and dissolved it in there. Shook the bottle with the water to make sure that all of it was in there. Swished it around till it dissolved, so that way I got a real deep color. And then I stuck the wig in. First I dipped it a couple of times. It's called the watercolor method. Then I turned it inside out and put it in there. Then I turned it the right way, put it in there, pushed it down, and then just left it. They say you're supposed to do that for 10 minutes and the color transfers. No, 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 no. I left it in there until the water turned pale. So all of the color was in fact in the hair of the wig and not in the water. I had seen somebody do that before, and basically if you're doing the watercolor method right, all the color goes into the hair and there's none left in the water, or there's very little pigment left in the water. So I figured let it soak for a while, and this is what I got. So even the part that was black is some shade of pink, and the parts that was blonde is a shade of pink. So if nothing else, the part that was black will look like a highlight, a darker kind of like an ombre effect. It'll be darker here even though it's lighter here. So yeah, it is literally dripping wet. I haven't had the courage to comb through it because, like I said, it's pretty much fried. So I'm gonna let it dry completely before I comb it, put it in a hairstyle I like, and go from there. Also, I do intend to get some blonde hair, so that way I can put the raspberry twist in it, and any place that it sheds or whatever, I'll just re-ventilate stronger hair in, so that way I don't have to worry about damage from bleach, because if I start with blonde hair, it'll just take the color and I don't have to worry about, frying it with the bleach. So yeah, in the meantime, I have a shall we say, a picture diary of the process. um, I'm going to attach it to the end of this video, and now you see what the finished product looks like. When I started, I did turn the wig inside out and do the lightening process on the roots of the entire wig, so that way the knots were bleached. And then I turned it inside out, well, the right side out, and went to bleach the entire head of hair. Well, lighten it. I used lightener first, then I use bleach, then I use lightener, then I use the Born Blonde, which is a hair color, which is basically a lightener with color added. And then I finished that with bleach. So basically, there's only been 2 rounds of bleach technically, even though there's been multiple rounds of lightening products. And this was the finished effect, and it's not pulling out. So there is still some integrity in the hair. Some of it did come out in that ramen noodles type thing, and I just kept combing till I didn't see any more of that. I figured if there's an empty spot somewhere, I could just ventilate some more hair in, but I wanted to make sure the hair was completely colored before I did any of that. So yeah, over time, if I have to ventilate more hair in, I could always re-dye those sections raspberry twist, because that's the color of my own hair, and I always have raspberry twist in my hair. Right now it's completely faded. I'll show you. Hold on. Ta-da! This is what raspberry twist looks like when it fades completely out. In fact, I'm going back to the blonde because it's washing out, which means it's time to put more color in. But since I can't, because I used all the color on this wig, I'll just wear the wig until my order for more raspberry twist comes in, along with my order for more lightener, because obviously it's been the 4th time. It's time to do the roots as well. But yeah. In the meantime, the challenge wig is complete. Yeah. And from this view, you can see how deep that pink is supposed to be compared to some areas where it's still dark because of the darker hair not wanting to take the dye. And it's still wet. So when it dries, it'll be hopefully brighter. This has been People7 on Twitter and YouTube, People elsewhere on the internet. My soaps are located PurpleButterfly-Soaps.myshopify.com. My blog, PurpleButterfly-People.blogspot.com. And y'all stay blessed and stay tuned. Yeah. And now all left to do is to cut the lace once it dries and I install it properly. And yeah, so what do you think? Hi now.